value are intentional with their words. They don't make threats, they make promises. They don't commit to deadlines they can't see through. They communicate intentionally and effectively what it is they can do within what timelines, and they see that through. They don't overpromise to impress. They say what they mean and they mean what they say. That is a personal value. Someone who is intentional with their word, and when they tell you something, you might as well take it to the bank, because their word is worth that much. That was the conversation we had last week on how to become a person of value, becoming a person whose word means something. Be a person who people can count on. When you say something, be true to deliver it. That was the conversation that we had last week in the first part of the Becoming a Person of Value series. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Petronella Mnenja. I'm an author, I'm a consultant, and I'm a speaker. My latest book, From Gokwe to Oxford, The Girl Who Dared to Dream, is available on Amazon. Please do get a copy. I promise you, you will love it. In today's video, we're going to continue with the conversation that we started last week, how to become a person of value. Remember what I said last week, being a person of value is not synonymous with having a high net worth. It's not synonymous with having a high bank balance. All these things are a result and a function of you becoming a person of value. Becoming a person of value has to do with your integrity, has to do with your morals, and it has to be with the person that you show up as in your relationships, at work, at your projects, and in whatever that you do. So last week we talked about words. Watch what you say. The first thing is watch what you say. You can't be a person of value at the same time be careless with your words. The second thing that you're going to talk about today is, having talked about words and how you should be careful about them, we are now going to talk about how do you say it. So knowing what to say and being a person of your word is one thing. There is a whole other thing beyond it, which is how do you say what you say? How do you communicate those words that identify you as a person of value? And the first thing is develop your vocabulary. Develop your vocabulary and work on being articulate. I did a whole video on how to improve your vocabulary and how to work on your English communication skills. I'll put the link in the description and you can go and watch it. So the first one is develop your vocabulary and work on being articulate. As I said in that video, and as I'm going to briefly say it again now, learning anything is a muscle. You have to practice and practice and practice until you get it right. You can't just wake up one day and be so eloquent and be so articulate. It's a process and you have to be intentional about it. You watch seminars, you read books, you listen to speakers, you are intentional about your growth. So becoming a person of value has to do with you learning and enriching your vocabulary, learn on being articulate, learn how to communicate effectively. Okay, and that's the first one. And a key thing to remember there is, when you're learning to be articulate, when you're learning how to communicate well, there are things that you will learn, like learning how to speak slowly. If you were not yet articulate, if you're not yet fluent or eloquent, it serves you to speak slowly. You can only speak fast if you know that you are not going to stumble your words over one another, just like what I did there. When you're learning how to be articulate, when you're learning your vocabulary, you will learn that you have to speak slowly. You will learn that you have to pace yourself. You will learn that you have to breathe through the words, and that way you don't rush yourself. There's one thing that I always do. I think I'm quite articulate. I want to think so. But each time I have to lead a focus group, or each time I have to speak in front of people, sometimes I get a little bit nervous. And there's this thing that I do where I mentally start counting backwards from 10, and I have to mentally tell myself, Petty, calm down, because the moment you spiral, you lose it. You're going to stutter, your words are going to stumble over one another. It's just going to be a mess. So learn those tricks to ground yourself, to pace yourself, and to communicate effectively and efficiently. So that's the first one. Okay, the second one is body language. Master body language, people. Because here is the thing, what you say is as important as how you say it. If someone is crying and I go to them and I'm like, oh, sorry about that, and I'm frowning, I'm scratching my nose, I'm looking at my toes, what I've just said doesn't mean anything, because obviously my facial expressions and my body language is clearly contradicting that statement. So I'm not genuinely expressing sympathy or empathy to this person. I genuinely don't care what they're going through. So sometimes it's not even that you don't care, it's just that you're not aware that you're saying something and you're frowning. You're saying something and you're biting your nails. You're saying something and you're tapping your foot. You're saying something or you're fidgeting. So learning how to communicate, it's learning how to master your body language. Do you know? There are actually seminars on how to power pose. Apparently there is power posing. Apparently people can actually teach you how to develop the actual handshake, how to have a firm handshake, how to poise yourself, how to sit properly with your shoulders up, your back straight, and how to, like, there are people who will teach you how to carry yourself, because how you communicate something is just as important as what you say is just as important as how you say it. So if you're not intentional about what you do, you will find yourself in the midst of great people, in the midst of people that you want to give you a job, people that you want to give you contracts, and you will lose those contracts. Not because you don't have merit in what you're saying, but because how you say that. Maybe you say that in a way that was disrespectful. I can't go into detail on body language and stuff like that, but it's something that you have to learn about actively and make sure that you are in control of everything about you. You are in control of your posture, you are in control of your tone, you are in control. You present to people exactly how you want them to perceive you. Okay, and that's the second one. Master body language and your facial expressions. Okay, sometimes the face does things that the mouth are not saying, so just be careful and watch out for that. The third one is never interrupt people when they're speaking. Oof. This is a big one. Let me tell you something that you need to know. When you interrupt someone and they have not yet finished speaking, that shows a lot about the person that you are than it does the person that you're dealing with. It communicates that you are impatient. It communicates that you're not listening to understand, you're listening to respond. It communicates that you are disrespectful. It communicates that you don't hold this person in high regard because you're willing to just speak over them. It communicates that you're not centered, that you're not grounded, that you're not polite, that you are not a good communicator. All of these things that I have said, you didn't say them to anyone. You weren't rude to anyone. You greeted everyone when you walked into the room. You were polite to people when you walked in. But how you handle yourself in a discussion or an argument actually reveals these things about yourself. So each time you feel you're about to interject when someone is still speaking, breathe. Unless it is your intention to do so. I have seen people that if you don't do that, they won't stop talking. And if it's in a room where I'm supposed to keep control of the discussion, or where I'm supposed to keep everyone focused on the subject, then if it's those cases, then maybe you can interject politely and tell people to hurry along. But if it's not a situation where you are expected to do that, then you need to learn to breathe through your impatience. Breathe through your impatience and your curiosity and your excitement. Never interject anyone when they are speaking. Even if you don't agree, get a pen and a paper, write down all the things that you don't agree with, and then when they have stopped speaking, in some cases, it might actually do you well to actually confirm with them, are you done with what you're saying? Do you want to say anything else? And when someone has finally concluded saying what they think, then you can speak. Okay? People of value. Have you ever been in rooms? I've been in rooms with powerful people. Do you know? And they are so intimidating because They just look at you. They don't interject. Even when you say something that you know, oh my God, that was horrible. That wasn't, I should have said that, but I should have said it this way. Even when you say something in a way that you know that you could have said it better, they won't interject. They will just look at you like this. And they will watch you speak over yourself. They'll watch you stumble over your words. They'll watch you do all that. And they're looking at you patiently. And when you have kept quiet, that's when they speak. Because it shows respect. And everyone on earth wants to be listened to. Have you heard girls say, oh my God, he's such a good listener? Because people want to be listened. So remember, just as well as you want someone to listen to you, be willing to listen to other people, y'all. Listen, 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 listen. The fourth one is, I hope I'm still correct. The fourth one is, wherever possible, maintain eye contact. Okay, maintain eye contact. When I say whenever possible, there are situations where maintaining eye contact is actually making the next person uncomfortable. Okay, and it's the thing as well. It's another important thing that you will learn when you learn about facial expressions and body languages. You can actually tell when someone's body language is communicating to you that they're not comfortable. So I have been in meetings with people who wanted you to look at them and maintain eye contact for them to feel heard. And I have been in meetings with people that if you looked at them for too long, they would just be uncomfortable. So the rule is maintain eye contact. But a disclaimer to that is maintain eye contact wherever possible, where you are not making the next person uncomfortable. There are moments where you feel like maintaining eye contact, but actually you are making the next person that you're talking to uncomfortable. So always remember to think about this person that you're talking to. Are they comfortable? Are they still comfortable with me maintaining eye contact? Are they still comfortable? If they're comfortable, maintain eye contact. It shows that you're honest. It shows that you're listening. It shows that you're present in the room. And to top it all up, maintain eye contact, smile and nod. You don't have to do it vigorously. Just one or two of those, you're deep in thought, you're actually listening to what this person is saying, and you actually find value in their words. Okay? And the last one is speak less and speak concisely. Let me show you how important this is. I once read somewhere that the more you speak, the more you expose yourself. Someone once said silence can never be misinterpreted. People can say that your silence means a yes or means a no and stuff like that, but people can never misquote your silence. People can never say, oh, Patty said this, she was quiet, but she meant to say this. When you keep quiet, when you don't speak unless you absolutely have to, you maintain your power. Talking too much makes you lose people's respect. Okay? I was watching this documentary about this guy who's one of the most powerful presidents in Europe. I won't say his name. And then when they were talking about his rise to power, they said something very interesting. They say that he managed to become successful because he never spoke unless he was spoken to. Remember, this person is a person who has a strong sense of themselves. So they are confident, they are assured, and you know that they have good ideas because they learn. But they don't feel the need to bombard everyone with their ideas. They don't feel the need to tell everyone what they are thinking. They don't feel the need to convince everyone that they are genius. They pace themselves. Pace yourself. Breathe through your thoughts. Breathe through your thoughts. Speak less, but when you are given an opportunity to speak effectively, speak concisely, and be clear on what you want to say. Putting everything we learned into consideration, holding your position, maintaining eye contact, being friendly, and the whole shebang. So there we have it for today. How you say something is as important as what you say. And the first thing to the first step to becoming a person of value is watching your words. The second one is watching how you say those things. How you communicate matters. Okay? oh my God, that's it for me today. I am so excited. This is part 2 in the Becoming a Personal Value series. We have a few more left, and I'm so excited to have these conversations with you. As always, let me know what you think in the comment section, and let's get the conversation going.